YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chicks Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to you. What's up, everybody? It's your boy BREAD Fox reporting from the Chicks universe. And today we are talking about the unfortunate passing of young prospective wide receiver Kyren Lacy. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with who Kyren Lacy is, he's pretty much one of the top receivers in this year's draft class, and he was playing for LSU, and he had probably one of his best seasons so far. I know a lot of you are wondering, how did he pass? Well, it turns out that his passing is being investigated as a suicide. For those of you who are not aware or the history or the background of Kyren Lacy, in the year 2024, he actually went super duper crazy. He had 9 receiving touchdowns, 58 catches, and a total of 866 yards. This man was on fire last year. He was actually projected to be somewhere in the mid to late first round pick. I know a lot of you are wondering, why would he commit suicide if he has such a bright future? Well, there's a deviation that we got to speak on as well. So in December of 2024, while he was actually driving in Louisiana, he actually got into a really bad car accident that actually resulted in the death of a 78-year-old man. It turns out, from what officials are saying, Kyren Lacy was the cause of the accident, and not only was he the cause of the accident, he caused the accident by driving recklessly. They even went as far as to say that he was actually on the wrong side of the road when the accident actually occurred. He was immediately arrested and he was released on $151,000 bail. He received a lot of flack because after the incident, he actually ended up declaring for the draft anyway. So a lot of people were like, man, you just killed somebody. You should pretty much be keeping it low. You shouldn't be declaring for the draft. Me personally, I don't agree with any of that sentiment. You worked your whole life to get to a certain point and to do a certain thing. No matter what's going on, you should still be able to declare for the draft or whatever you've been working your whole life towards. You know, it's your entire life's work. Of course, if you end up going to jail, you end up going to jail, but let the law decide, not the people. So he caught a lot of flack for that, and he was facing some really deep charges as to that. Charges such as aggravated assault, manslaughter, and negligent homicide, felony hit and run, and reckless operation of a vehicle. Now, we didn't hear too much about the story after that, and he was actually slated to go in front of a grand jury on April 14th. Unfortunately, on April 12th, he actually took his own life. So a lot of people are speculating that, hey, the reason why he killed himself is because he didn't want to face those charges. He knew he was guilty, and he saw that he was probably going to go to jail for a pretty long time. And honestly, in his circumstance, any jail time is too much jail time, because even if you get sentenced to 8 months, that's 8 months that you're off the field. That's a whole bunch of bad PR. And a lot of teams are going to be looking for a lot of reasons to not pick you. And you're probably going to end up being looked over. So any sentence is absolutely, in his perspective, a death sentence. And it seems like there's been some updates. It turns out that this guy actually went out in a crazy way. So it turns out he had a domestic dispute with one of the family members of one of his friends. They called the cops and he fled. As he was fleeing, the cops spotted him, tried to pull him over, and he did not want to pull over. So in turn, basically, he resisted arrest, and then he went on a wild police chase. When he finally did crash, the police pulled up to the vehicle, and they claimed that he suffered a gunshot wound that was self-inflicted that ended up taking his life. So it's really sad and tragic to see him go out this way. It's really a sad situation here, because this is a young man that had such a bright future, and it really just goes to show that you got to take life one day at a time, because just the one wrong move could really destroy everything you've ever built leading up until that point. There's multiple ways that people are looking at this story. A lot of people are just angry and saying, you know what, good riddance. He didn't have any regard for life. I don't agree with that at all. I feel like that's a little bit harsh. This is a young man, a kid essentially. He's 25 today when he killed himself. That just absolutely put himself in the wrong place at the wrong time and made a very stupid decision. We're saddened to learn of the tragic passing of former LSU football student athlete Kyren Lacy. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and loved ones, as well as his former teammates and coaches impacted by his passing. The most tragic part of this entire story is that the fact that he was actually going to get drafted to the NFL in just 11 days. So sad that he couldn't hold on and just fight through the storm. However, that's just my opinion on it, and everybody's entitled to their own. So I would love to hear your opinion. So do us a favor, drop a comment. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe. And as always, it's your boy BREAD Fox reporting from the Chicks universe. Till next time.